What happens when a superhero and a supervillain who have been circling each other for years and years and years have an on-again, off-again, toxic relationship? Her name was Midnight Monster. At least, that's what the city knew her as. They didn't even know that she was a woman. Every night, she wrapped a cloth around her chest and stepped into her suit, making her 7 feet tall, looming with black mass. She touched a picture of her parents, tragically killed in front of her, then looked out at the city skyline. She didn't have any powers, but that didn't matter. Everybody was terrified of the Midnight Monster. They knew if you were committing any sort of violent crime, there was a chance, non-zero, that the Midnight Monster would come get you. All systems online, Kara said. She looked at the heads-up display and saw the live video feed of Will looking at his computer. 7th and 31st, Will said. Go get him, Kara. Kara's booster rockets fired, launching her high above the city. Technology was amazing when you had money, and Kara's family left her a fortune. As she landed on the rooftop and stared down, she was horrified. It's him again, Kara said. Oh my God, Will said. The Clown Prince looked at the crowd of people, gagged. Welcome to my circus, the Clown Prince said, chuckling. Humanity is a stain on the world. It's all a farce when we pretend everything's normal and the world is slowly rotting from within. I'm here to give you a show. I'm gonna prove to you how messed up everything is, and I'm gonna start right now, Kara said. She jumped off the building and kicked the Clown Prince in the chest, sending him spinning through. Midnight Monster, Clown Prince's soldiers said, running for the hills. But the Clown Prince stood up, looking at her in the eyes. Oh, you're not so scary. Are you hiding under my bed at night? Clown Prince said. He grabbed a beautiful young woman and held her to his neck, looking at Midnight Monster right in the eyes. Let her go, Kara said, her voice making her sound like a deep, gruff man. Okay, fine, Clown Prince said. He let the woman go. She stumbled to the ground. Kara tried to grab her, but the Clown Prince pulled out a syringe and stuck it into the back of her neck. No, Kara said. She tried to inject the woman with antitoxin, but it was too late. She foamed at the mouth and looked up at Clown Prince. Don't weep for her, Clown Prince said. This woman is one of many oil executives, set to have a new project drilling in the homes of poor innocent people who don't even have a cell phone. You're weeping for them? Kara tried to inject another form of antitoxin, but it was too late for the woman. Her glassy eyes stared up at the night sky. Kara turned in rage to the Clown Prince and grabbed him by the arms. He started laughing, looking at her in the eyes. Oh, what's wrong, rich boy? Seriously. How much does your little toy suit cost? Clown Prince said. Kara's suit deployed countermeasures, robotic arms that came out of her back, fighting against the Clown Prince's soldiers. The Clown Prince scoffed. If you just donated what the suit cost to charity, you would have fixed so many more issues than I can cause with my little terrorism, Clown Prince said, smiling. Under his clown makeup, he stared at her with intelligent eyes. Kara tried not to look at him. Beneath her suit's mask, her eyes were there. Real eyes. She always felt like whenever Clown Prince looked at her in her eyes, he could see that she was really a woman, that she was really just pretending to be a superhero. Just an engineer with rich parents. Boo, Clown Prince said. He spat out a speck of poison onto Kara's suit on her chest. She raked at it with her fingers, but it was too late. It was melting into the metal, corroding it. Clown Prince started laughing. Oh, I guess you need a new suit, Midnight Monster, Clown Prince said. Things were getting so bad. Will screamed in Kara's ear. Kara, get out of there! But the people still need saving, Kara said. She launched 4 grappling hooks towards the ceiling. The robot arms picked up all the hostages from the screaming soldiers, running away as the gas started to fill the chamber, but the Clown Prince walked through the gas without a care in the world. He had some sort of antitoxin injected into his veins. If Kara could get access to it, she could cure all of his victims. She had to get him. She had to. As she grappled with 4 hostages in her arms to the building's rooftop and made sure that they were okay, her suit started melting, revealing her bandaged shoulder. The hostage looked at Kara's shoulder, then up at her eyes. I knew you weren't a robot, the hostage said. I knew you were human, just like us. Kara felt it then. The terror of being found out as a fake for who she was. Yeah, she saved people's lives, but Clown Prince was right. In the grand scheme of things, she did nothing. She wasn't a real superhero. She was... I have to go, Kara said, her voice changer breaking, revealing her feminine voice a little bit to the hostages. She grappled into the night. The Midnight Monster struck terror into all the criminals, and despite Kara's self-doubt, she knew she was making a difference, no matter how small. But when she looked for the Clown Prince, he was gone. Long gone. "I need that toxin," Kara said to Will. "Already on it," Will said, typing in his computer. When Kara returned to her penthouse looking over the city, she was agitated. She unwrapped herself and her butler tried to offer her drinks, but she waved him away. "Please, leave me alone," Kara said. "You seem troubled, ma'am. You saved 95% of the hostages. 95% means one of them died," Kara said, screaming at Smith, her butler. Smith looked down, then up at Kara in the eyes. "You're making a difference. The fact that your suit can make you hold your own in combat against anyone. I don't have any real training. It's just an algorithm that I coded into the suit. And She ran her hand through her hair. Her hair was falling out because of the stress, the lack of sleep, running her father's company. It was too much. She watched the storm roll in over the city and thought about where the Clown Prince might be hiding. "Where is he, Will?" "I don't know," Will said. He could always tell when Kara was in a mood, and now was no exception. "If I may," Smith said. "What?" Kara said, whirling around, looking at Smith in the eyes. "Perhaps some time out of the suit would do you some good," Smith said. He had raised her since she was a little girl, since her parents were killed. He was practically her father, but Kara shrugged him off in anger. "I can't," she said. "As long as the Clown Prince is out there." "The Clown Prince has always been out there," Smith said. "Trust me on this. You need some time out." He smiled a little. "I found a suitable man." "A man?" Kara said. She felt awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah, she was in her early 20s and was supposed to date around, but she never did. She had a persona that she put on. Kara Worthington, heir to the Worthington Company. But she hated playing that persona. The fake, ditzy social media influencer. She wanted to be Midnight Monster. She wanted to stop crimes. "I'll do it," Kara said, looking out at the city. She couldn't help it, but sometimes it was better to be away from everything, to get a perspective every night. Besides, the sun was coming up. She would find Clown Prince the next day. "I'm gonna make sure that he never kills again," Kara said, promising to herself. Kara dressed up in a trendy, expensive dress that she didn't understand the name of and waited at the restaurant. Normally the men she dates didn't keep her waiting, but this time she was distracted. She looked out the window at the city. It was still raining, a thunderstorm that would last 4 days. "Can I get you anything?" the waiter said. Kara looked up at him and smiled. "No, I'm all right." "Can I get a picture?" the waiter said. It was uncouth to ask for that in something like this, but Kara smiled. "Sure," she said. She smiled for the picture with the waiter. And as the waiter walked away, she saw him. There was only one person in town richer than she was, and that was Max Perseus. He was tall. That was his thing. Almost as tall as... "Hello," Max said. He reminded her of someone, actually, seeing him there. "Sorry I'm late," Max said. He slid into the dinner table across from her and placed his hand on hers without asking, looking at her in the eyes. Kara wanted to put her suit on so she could bash him in the face for his arrogance, but she didn't have her suit. She just had her stupid expensive dress, and her hair was messy. Max was handsome, tall, everything Kara was supposed to like, but something about the way that he looked at her, as he spoke about vain things like who was at the country club, made her feel watched, observed. She was always asking, "Does someone know who I really am, beyond the Kara Worthington facade?" And as he held her hand and put his hand on the small of her back, he whispered in her ear, "So, do you want to eat, or should we just get out of here?" "I think I've had enough," Kara said, storming out of the restaurant. Everybody looked at her, but Max just laughed. "I'm not going to chase after you, you know," Max said. Kara paced around the penthouse as Smith apologized profusely. "He said he was going to behave himself," Smith said. "Seriously, I didn't know that it would be so..." "It's him," Kara said, turning to face Smith. "Who?" Smith said. "Clown Prince," Kara said, looking at Smith in the eyes. "Get me another date with him." The restaurant was called Bunker. It was deep under the city, supposedly able to withstand a nuclear blast. It was kind of a tourist attraction, but Kara had a purpose behind it. She knew that Max was Clown Prince, using his millions to fund his terrorist schemes. If she could capture him down here as Midnight Monster, everything would be okay. The crimes would stop. He could tell her his formula for his toxin. Everything would be okay, right? "Hold steady," Kara said. She had stashed her Midnight Monster costume in the back room of the restaurant. She would make sure that Max was here, she would go to the restroom, and then she would attack. The diners would have no difference, and nobody thought that Midnight Monster was a woman. It wasn't the best plan, but Clown Prince had been evading her and Will's searches all week. Now was the only time. He was late again. so arrogant. She was so annoyed that she had to kowtow to him, but it would all be worth it. It would be worth it if she could finally stop Clown Prince's reign of terror. He was the only one that Midnight Monster hadn't stopped, the one that kept being a thorn in her side all these years. It would end tonight. "Where is he?" Kara said in her phone to Will. "I don't know. I can't trace him," Will said. "Welcome, welcome." The lights of the restaurant went out. Clown Prince's voice boomed over the restaurant. Crap. His soldiers ran in. "Is there a Miss Kara Worthington attending tonight?" Clown Prince said. Crap. Double crap. Kara had to get to her suit right now, but they were looking for her. It was only a matter of time before he... "There she is," Clown Prince said, shining a flashlight right on Kara's face. She was holding her remote for her suit, but she had to put it in her shoe to avoid being detected. "Come here, sweetheart," Clown Prince said. He pulled her on top of the table, facing the guests. "Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Queen of Genocide." Kara was uncomfortable. She didn't like people staring at her when she was a woman, only when she was Midnight Monster, and even then, she didn't like it. She wanted to be fighting. She needed to be out of here. She needed to stop him. "Do you know how many people have died because of your oil fortune, Miss Worthington?" Clown Prince said, looking at her in the eyes, licking his lips. He was speaking to her like he wanted to kiss her, and yet she could see by the way his hair fell, by his eyes, it was definitely Max. If she got out of here, she could stop him. She could... Clown Prince kissed her in front of the crowd. She pulled away in shock and punched him in the stomach without realizing, falling off the table, running towards where she had her suit staff. "Get her," Clown Prince said. The goons surrounded her. Kara tried to fight, but her lack of training was evident. They pulled her to Clown Prince right up on the table. Clown Prince fixed his hair. "As I was saying, your family. My parents are dead," Kara said, looking down at the ground. She grit her teeth. She didn't want to be here. She didn't want to acknowledge him. The remote was in her shoe. Maybe if she wiggled her toes properly. Yes, she could touch the button if she just got it in the right configuration. "So you don't know," the Clown Prince said. "What?" Kara said. She tried to touch the button on the remote. It was almost there. Almost. "How many people have died so your family can have all that money? Oil in our cars and whatnot. Energy. And yet, so much death. If you can tell me exactly how many people have died because of your family's fortune," he pulled out a syringe full of poison, "I will let you live." Kara looked in Clown Prince's eyes and she felt something different. He wasn't a villain like she normally thought. He genuinely believed he was defending the innocent. He was a superhero in his own way. Odd. 78,943. Clown Prince's eyes widened in shock. "What? You think I don't know my business?" Kara said. "I've been running it since I was 16. Clown Prince looked genuinely flabbergasted. "Awkward. I kinda wanted to kill you, and you're killing my vibe, so I may as well just..." He stabbed down at the syringe towards Kara, but Kara pressed the button in her shoe. Midnight Monster's suit exploded through the wall. "Oh god," Clown Prince said. His goons fired on the suit, but Midnight Monster's suit took care of them easily, jumping into action, looking like a man in a tech suit, but really just a robot, controlled by Kara's remote. It smashed through 3 thugs and grabbed Clown Prince by the neck, looking at him in the eyes. "Okay, you've got me," Clown Prince said. "Lock me up and throw away the key, or whatever you have to do." "What? Cat got your tongue?" The suit couldn't speak. It couldn't even move, because of the command. The restaurant was long since deserted. Everybody had fled as soon as Midnight Monster arrived. The goons were unconscious. It was just her, the suit, and Clown Prince. Was there some way that she could get him? Apprehend him? The command was over. The suit had kept her safe, and yet, he was right there. He could escape. She had one choice. She reached into her shoe, pulled the remote out, and pressed the button. Clown Prince looked at her press the button on the remote, and smiled a wide smile. The suit carried him away to the prison, but Kara was anxious. "Does he know?" She looked over the footage from the suit with Will. "I can't tell," Will said. "His heartbeat is incredibly calm." News stories of Max going missing were flooding the tabloids, but they were completely drowned out by the Clown Prince finally going to prison and standing trial. Kara paced in her penthouse. "He's gonna get out," Kara said. "I know you don't resort to things like this," Smith said, "but I urge you to consider." He pressed a revolver into Kara's hand. "Your father used to know what was necessary," Smith said. "Maybe just this once you can..." "No!" Kara said. She threw the revolver across the apartment. "I'm putting my suit on. Leave me alone." The prison was high-tech. but it wasn't high-tech enough. Kara walked through it in her Midnight Monster suit, scaring the guards. She didn't have to say anything for them to let her into Clown Prince's cell, where he sat, wearing a prison jumpsuit. I figured you might show up, Clown Prince said. Will, now, Kara said. Cameras are cut, Will said. Kara sat down across from Clown Prince, looking at him in the eyes. You've been sentenced to the death penalty, Kara said. She sounded like a man with her deep voice, but the Clown Prince just laughed. He looked at her, through her eyes, and he saw her for who she truly was. Death penalty. It's not going to change anything, you know. Clown Prince looked at his nails, completely unbothered. You're still going to be a rich girl beating people up every night, so... Kara screamed. She grabbed the Clown Prince and pushed him against the wall. Aren't we tired of these childish theatrics? Clown Prince said. I mean, seriously. If you were going to kill me, you would have killed me in the restaurant. Can't we resume our date anyway? Clown Prince smiled. He looked at her. I was happy to see that you knew how many people died, Clown Prince said. Genuinely. What your family's company did was disgusting, Kara said. I know. Is that what all this is for? Clown Prince said. Playing dress up? Punching bad guys like me? What about your money? Kara said. Clown Prince gasped. He looked genuinely shocked, and then he started laughing. So you've genuinely figured it out. Why don't you take your mask off then? Clown Prince said. Kara's mask opened, revealing her face, looking at Clown Prince right in the eyes. Max, Kara said. Kara? Max said. Now that you know who I am, Kara said. A blade emerged from her suit. She put it up to Clown Prince's neck. I don't want to. I don't kill people, but I have to. Oh, I'm not gonna kiss and tell, Clown Prince said. Don't you trust me? Kara laughed. It was an involuntary laugh, a laugh she didn't want to laugh. But that laugh was all Clown Prince needed. He reached into her suit and pressed a button. The suit blasted back through the wall and Clown Prince laughed. Kara struggled with the controls as Clown Prince ran through the hallways, towards the exit, towards freedom. Thanks for the assist, Midnight Monster, Clown Prince said. The alarm sounded, but it was too late. He was gone. Kara must have beat up 100 criminals that night, looking for him, but he was gone. He's got a big stunt planned, Kara said, talking to Smith, looking over the city. Kara, it's been 3 days. You need to sleep, Smith said. I should have taken the revolver, Kara said. I should have just stabbed him. Smith put his hand on her shoulder. Killing him would have kept your identity safe, but... Smith smiled. He looked at her in the eyes. That's not who you are, is it? No, Kara said. I guess it's not. He's at the nuclear reactor, Will said. In the middle of the day. I think he's trying to draw out Midnight Monster. Oh my god, he's live on social media, Will said. Got it, Kara said. She jumped into her suit. Wait, Smith said. What? Kara said. She turned, facing Smith. He could reveal who you are, Smith said. At this point, Kara said, I don't even care. I just have to stop him. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Clown Prince said, live on social media. We are in the center of the power plant that burns the Worthington Corporation's guzzly genocide gas, keeping all the lights on. Isn't that beautiful? But don't worry, the lights aren't staying on much longer. In 5 minutes, the entire lights of the city are going off permanently. Just in time for sunset, Clown Prince said. And if the mistress of oil herself, Kara Worthington, wants to stop me, maybe she can come here herself, Clown Prince said. The timer ticked down. It's a trap, Will said. He's trying to bait you into... I know what he's trying to do, Kara said. She crawled through the rafters. It was full of his soldiers. This whole time, what Kara had been wanting to do, the people she'd been trying to help, she hadn't addressed any of the root causes. And now, watching his view count, watching his comment section, watching all the people cheering on the Clown Prince to burn it all down, Kara knew if she wanted to defeat him right now, she would have to change. You want the lights off? Kara said. Will, now. The lights went completely dark. Kara turned on night vision, and she got to work. She knocked one of the thugs out with a huge blow, sending him screaming down. Another thug she whipped up to the rafters of the ceiling. Kara, Clown Prince said. Is that you, Kara? Or is that Midnight Monster? You know what's funny about Midnight Monster? Clown Prince said. Everybody's so scared of him. But seriously, I mean, a thunderbolt went through the sky, illuminating the power plant for a moment. Clown Prince took a step back. Kara was standing in front of him in her Midnight Monster costume. All of his goons were unconscious. Right there, right now. The mask was off. She was holding the revolver, pointing it at Clown Prince right in the face. "Oh, it looks like we have a visitor," Clown Prince said. "Bye now." He turned off his live stream, not revealing Kara's face. "So, it's just you and me," Clown Prince said. "Can you not do the voice?" Kara said. "It's annoying." "Fine," Max said. He deflated a bit. His persona went away. "I just have one question for you, Max," Kara said. "Why?" Max smiled. "Same reason you did, probably." He ran for the exit, but Kara grabbed him, pulling him right up to her face. "Why? You're telling me to donate my money. You have more money than I do. Why?" He chuckled a little bit and looked her right in the eyes. "Do you know the difference between a billionaire and a government? Nobody's ever gonna change unless they get mad. They get really angry at the scum suckers that are ruining the world. Don't you see that saving one person's life means nothing when the world is headed towards incredible disaster?" Kara had heard him the first time when he gave his platitude. Kara just chuckled. "Don't you see how despicable it is to kill just because you want to make a political point? I get it. You're cute with your little clown makeup and your suits, but at the end of the day, you're just a murderer," Kara said. Max smiled. He looked at her in the eyes. "Then why do you find me so attractive?" Max said. Kara wanted to flush. She wanted to cry. She wanted to scream out, "I hate you." "How long have you been dressing up as a little midnight monster?" Clown Prince said. The rain continued to fall. He was stopped, but he still knew who she was. She had to pull the trigger on the revolver and kill him to really end this story. There was no other way for her to do it. "You've been doing it for so long, and yet you're so lonely. So miserable. Talking to the butler and the little crippled boy? I mean, seriously." He knew about Smith, about Will. It had to end. This was the only way that it could end. "No," Kara said, looking at him in the eyes. "Yeah, maybe I could have donated my money better. Maybe I could have advocated for some of the causes that you're advocating for." "The planet's already doomed, sweetheart." Clown Prince smiled. "I'm just trying to get people to wake up and take back what's theirs before we all go desert flame." "That's your point," Kara said, laughing. "It's the same reason why I'm dressed up as a giant man, even though I'm a woman. I wanted to do a big dramatic gesture to inspire people. But the point is," she looked at him in the eyes, "the only thing that we can do is our active, direct choices." "You want me to make a choice, Kara?" Clown Prince said, looking at her in the eyes. Clown Prince kissed her, and she didn't want to admit it, but it felt good, the way that he kissed her. The kiss told her, "I understand you. We're the same. We could do great things together. Imagine the Midnight Monster and the Clown Prince working together. Imagine the things that we could." She slammed him into the ground. He was unconscious. She put the revolver up to his face. She knew she should pull the trigger. She threw the gun away, tied him up in restraints, and carried him out of the power plant. The Clown Prince hadn't been sentenced to death. Instead, he was declared legally insane, locked in a superpowered prison, even though he had no powers of any sort. His identity was revealed, and his fortune was ruined. But still, he was smiling. Not smiling like his character, but genuinely smiling. Because when he looked out the prison window, he saw her in her big technical costume, waiting there, looking at him in the eyes. And he understood why she chose to be a hero instead of a villain. Kara looked at him in the cell, and she tried to hold back tears. She had finally done what she needed. The antitoxin was coated. He could no longer hurt anybody anymore, and yet she still felt guilty. Maybe that's what it was, her and him, circling around the drain together, forever. But she knew that even if she fell in love again, nobody would make her feel the way he felt.